We're going to break down the new trailer, and I don't know what's going on in a lot of it. So I think we can do a kind of community breakdown where we just get a lot of questions from everyone, and then we try and figure out some answers. Okay, so just to begin with, have we seen a train like this in Destiny before? Maybe we should watch the whole trailer through from beginning to end, and then we should just sort of go frame by frame. How does that sound? Should we do that, chat? We'll just sort of run it from here. All right, we'll do that. We'll run it from here. Let's go. 9 symbols.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply.
I love the music as well.
No one else should know what this feels like.
There.
Enough. Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold. Observe, connect, conceal.
Ball.
Conform, comply, return. Observe, connect, conceal. Conform, comply, connect, return.
It's interesting because the music is really giving Marathon. Yeah, Olivia, you think so as well, right? It's really, really similar to some of the Marathon music that we've been hearing, which is fine by me because I think the Marathon music's peak. But let's go through and break this down frame by frame. All right, chat? So first of all, have you guys ever seen this train system thing in Destiny before? Like, have I missed something here? Or what is the deal? There are trains in the Cosmodrome, but not like this. Because this is a very specific kind of crazy train. And the 9 symbols are also so interesting that they're like blinking on screen here. So you get the L one, you get the enter one, you get the slice one, L, enter, slice. So it shows both, like it shows it 2 sequences sort of thing. It's just like splashing through a portal. And it looks like there's other like train containers here. Is there anything we can see out the end of the train here at the end? Not really. Okay. And then we've got the Bungie logo in like some kind of strand soup, perhaps. And then this. Chat, what is this? Reminds me of like, isn't this like Cosmodrome kind of vibes? Like EDZ sort of stuff? I feel like I've seen this sort of stuff before. This aesthetic. It gives you IO vibes. Oh. It's like Fallen kind of tech. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. Okay. Some Fallen experimentation happening here. Because they did mention that the Fallen have taken a special interest in the Giver, right? And the Giver is on Kepler, seemingly. So that's probably why the Fallen are here in the first place. That's probably why they're interacting with all of this biomass that highlights the dark matter. They already said on the new location, there'll be old stuff from Earth, which will be then random old objects like trains and Fallen. I don't think that's quite what they said, Nikurity. I think that they said that the barrier between the different dimensions here is very thin. And so that means that old Earth objects will end up here. But I don't think that they said, and that's why there's Fallen here. I think they said that the Fallen are interested in the Giver specifically. Look at the symbol at the screen at the middle, definitely Fallen, and the door is Fallen. Right, got you. So yeah, we're happy with the fact that this is all Fallen. There's Fallen stuff happening here. This looks so cool, man. I can't wait to see the full skybox, you know? There is a House of Fallen called the House of Exile. Oh, they did mention the House of Exile as well. Yeah, they said the House of Exile is here multiple times. So that's something that we've interacted with in Destiny in the past, the House of Exile. They were originally on the moon in Destiny 1. Ah, interesting. Cool. Okay. Wow, bringing Destiny 1 stuff back is cool. We're running across this big old structure. And this is like suspended by this massive wire, which almost makes me wonder, like, what if you could cut these? You know what I mean? Like, there's another one here as well. This, like, tension cable. What if you just snap it? Could you just release the ship? Break the damn thing? Is that the symbol of the House of Exile, do we reckon, chat? It's not? Okay. Let's look them up on Destinypedia. Let's see what this says. The House of Exile was a fringe house of the Fallen, distinguishable by their green cloaks. With the exception of the House of Exile, the Fallen usually try their best to stay out of each other's way. That's why the system is parceled up so neatly. Winter on Venus, exiles on the moon, kings and devils keeping to their own areas of the Cosmodrome. Okay, so they're a little bit of an interesting one. It's an abnormal house due to the fact that they do not follow any Kel or Archon. Well remembered. Very well remembered. It's unknown how the house maintains its unity without proper leadership amongst its disparate barons, or if the house has a prime servitor that allows for the house's supply of ether to be secure. Cool. And then the Grimoire card for the House of Exile was this. Okay. So this symbol doesn't ring a bell for the House of Exile. That's interesting. And you've got these guys. So these are the new, what do they call them? There was a name for them. Corsairs? Yeah, that's it. Corsairs. Yeah, Corsairs. Yeah, so new enemy type here. And then our good friend, the one and only Lodi, who they mentioned. And Lodi is a human who Allison said is very far from home and seems to sort of be like a perfect fish to be plucked out of water, right? Like on the couch, all of them were saying that he's sort of weirdly perfect for the job. And I suspect that's going to mean that he's a bit too perfect for the job. He does look a little bit like a cross between Gordon Freeman and Superman. I definitely do see that. So yeah, maybe he's Gordon Feetman. Exactly, Snellix. Now we're cooking with gas. Gordon Feetman here. And I guess maybe this is us meeting him for the first time because we're like, huh. Or maybe this is like a little Western standoff, you know? Like who's going to draw their pistol first? Maybe that's what's happening there. Is this a new guy? This is a new guy, right? Looks like the House of Exile mini boss. Wait, was that House of Exile mini-boss on the moon in Destiny 1. I don't think Lodi is from our timeline or dimension. I don't think Lodi is an Arisen or Guardian. I think he's something else. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they said that Lodi was a Guardian. They said he is a human, but I believe that's the only word that they really used to describe him. I mean, this guy's got to be new. He's infested with the goo. Like it's sort of like a weird overgrown version of one of these guys. And then that's the character using one of the eggs. Is this a 9 symbol or what is, there's some kind of symbol there? So yeah, once you pop an egg, you can then rotate and move stuff like this because your strand is going to interact with the dark matter and like in combination, it's going to let you move stuff, which is pretty awesome. That's the location specific stuff that you can do. So that's, I think, why we're seeing these move in this way here. The reversal is interesting though as well. Like notice how they've edited it to reverse there. Usually when video editors do stuff like that, it's because it's got a meaning of some kind. Like, that could be a mechanic in this area that you have to do it in a certain amount of time or it just reverses your position. That would be really, really cool. And then the train obviously is going to be important here. Sort of stepping into the light. And then these are a new enemy type as well, right, chat? These little bomber drones. Don't think we've seen those before. They look like a pain in the butt, to be honest. Airborne Screeb, not good. No bueno. Yeah, very spooky. And then, is this new as well? So this is like a fallen bouncing grenade launcher? They called them imps, did they? Okay. Oh, this is just a scorch cannon. Okay, so this is not new. This is old. It seemed like it was bouncing off something. So maybe it's not that the cannon is new, but maybe it's just that these pads can interact with them differently. They did talk about a new cannon thing. Yeah, that's true. They talked about, I think they called it the relocator cannon. So maybe that's what is happening here. It does look different from the normal scorch cannon. That's what I thought. So then we've got some of the house here. And again, they're sort of overgrown with this plant matter, which is pretty cool. Is this a new gun? It is. Okay. Yeah, I like the way it sort of transforms. I think that's pretty cool. Like they kind of get ready here, and then here they go to like an alt fire mode type thing. You don't think they would showcase the new exotic already like that? I don't think the gun looks cool enough to be an exotic. I think this might just be a normal weapon because like its design is like, it's kind of interesting, but it is pretty plain. You know what I mean? It looks like a charge to you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Its design almost makes me think of like a railgun as well. There's no way it's legendary. Legendary weapons don't have alt fire modes. That's 100% an exotic. Fair point. That's a really fair point. Too unique to be legendary. So valid. Yeah, interesting. Okay. And then there's this gas, which bro pops out of. A little stink pod. Yeah, so it's going to be a very fallen overall area, I think. I didn't really clock that when we were watching it for the first time, but the fallen influence is really everywhere here. Although we were also seeing some Vex architecture as well, weren't we? And then what is this? They've got... Is that new? I don't think I've seen those before. I get that it's strand, but can fallen use strand melees? Is that new? That's new as well? Okay. So Fallen Strand melees with horny bonks. Exactly, Zero. They're adapting. Normal Fallen have arc spears. This is probably a variant. Got you. Yeah. So the House of Exile basically can use Strand. So I almost wonder if that's why they've got these green eyes. I wonder if they would have otherwise had their sort of blue eyes, but then by interacting with and researching the dark matter, whether that's kind of given the Fallen Strand. Whereas like Guardians had to tap into darkness to be able to get Strand, whereas the Fallen have kind of gone about it their own way kind of vibes. And seeing as green, yeah, it's their thing, creepy, exactly. That's quite nice synergistically, kind of has a story explanation, and it fits with their previous lore. So I like that if that's what they're going for. That's pretty cool. The one captain that came out of the pod had both blue and green eyes. So do these guys. And what is this? Is this one? Oh, bro, I thought it was holding a fan. That's just a stasis crystal, right? Well, no, dark matter and darkness is different. That doesn't object against my point, Edgriff. This is just a stasis crystal, right? Death fan. It looks like a fan, right? It's a little shine. It's fanning itself. I think they traded their ether ingestion for dark matter ingestion. Ooh. They're covered in the dark matter plants now and have different eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this bit's quite fast, so let's slow it down. Anything interesting? Yeah, so there's definitely tons of Vex architecture as well. So it's a bit of everything, man. This planet's really brought together a lot of different kind of species, because presumably the Nine have not just invited humans, right? Presumably they've invited others as well. And if the Fallen are interested in the Giver and the Vex, well, what did they say during the stream? The Vex, it was like the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. What was that? Or was that the extent of it? They didn't specify. Okay. So there's just something that the Vex want to be able to do that the Nine can do. And so that's going to be why the Vex are here, which is good. That's fun. And then this is more of the ball gameplay that we saw. Up he goes. Kaboom. And so this is presumably a new rocket launcher, chat. And my question to you is, do we think that that is exotic? If we had to guess, could be legendary. It's funny because this one looks more stylized to me than the other weapon. But as you just said, Cambonk, it could well just be a legendary destination weapon. It really could be. I mean, it seems to blow up in a pretty sort of normal looking way. So we get to the end of that then. We see a few things here. One is, just before it cuts to black, on the very edges, we see these redactions. We actually see those redactions on some of the other teasers that we've had as well. I believe this one up here says Chicago, and I believe another one of them says Kepler. So we've got the Kepler end, and if we're thinking in kind of goofy terms here, the other end of the line, if it's where the train ends up going, could be Chicago. It could be that's where Lodi is from, potentially, right? Let's go through to that next bit of it, because this next bit is super weird. Chicago has trains. We're onto something, Olivia. We're onto something. So he's portrayed in the kind of jade crystal here, which is the same crystal that we saw the Gambit man portrayed in the chess cutscene. Now, my question to you, chat, is have we seen lots of other people portrayed in jade in this way before? Like, have we seen people be turn jade like this? Only the Drifter during the chess cinematic. Okay. Interesting. And oh, look. Yeah, in his glasses, the train is approaching. So he's going to get hit by it. So he's on the tracks right now, even though it doesn't look like he should be on the tracks, because it looks like he's holding like an old telephone. Like, this looks like a old telephone receiver to me, and it looks like he's just putting it down from his ear. So like, why would he have that in a train tunnel? So that's weird. Kind of looks like the Witnesses and his pyramids. I agree, Wasts, except it's very green, right? Like, they're really going for this green effect with it all, and we'll see more of that in a moment here. Maybe what's happening is maybe Lodi is on Earth in Chicago. Maybe he's planning to end his own life. Maybe he's on the phone to somebody being like, I'm sorry, I have to go. And maybe he then gets hit by the train, but the train creates this kind of strand-looking dimensional rift that then pushes him. And so instead of just killing him, that is his path into Kepler. And that's why he ends up there. And then that's what we're seeing here, is this is effectively his arrival into Kepler. Effectively. sort of thing. Let's go to the end because there's more to this as well. So we get to this bit and then there's like multiple versions of him, and this is very timey-wimey, right? Like very, very timey-wimey. What position are his hands in there? And he's sort of in like in a suit. So it's like maybe he was at work when he got yonked by the train. And then there's this, again, very timey-wimey situation. There's some weird sort of stuff with this as well. Like, look at this weird sort of thing that's in his head here. That's kind of weird. And obviously the tree kind of structure at the top is a bit strange as well. It's very odd looking. He doesn't look particularly happy about it either. Is this his hair? His hair is on the left side, but then there's like it almost looks like plastic or bone structure there. It's very odd. Don't know what we're really seeing there. Unless that's just meant to be his hair in this kind of like melty way, but it looks harder to me. And then we go forward to this next scene and he's really not having a good time. He's falling here through water, except it might not be water. We don't know. And then this, bro. Like, why are there so many Doritos here? Maybe he's edging? Oh, Security, no. Oh, God. This is you when you edge, and this is you when you goon, chat, you know? We've cracked the case. Yeah, there's so many Doritos. It's the collapse. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to take your word for it, chat. It is very cool because it doesn't look like the run-down version of Earth that we're used to. So maybe this is Chicago when it all went belly up, you know what I mean? But then my question would be, why were the Doritos here? Because in my understanding, if I remember what I have talked about in some of my other videos, like my whiteboard video I did on the story, the Doritos woke up because the Traveler woke up, and then they started traveling to the Traveler. But if the Traveler wasn't here yet at the time of the collapse, then the Doritos wouldn't have a reason to be here, right? Or am I mistaken about that? I thought that was the order of operations. Oh, the collapse happened after we met the Traveler? Oh. I thought the collapse happened before, and then the Traveler was basically like, don't worry, I got you. So that actually lends credence to this being the collapse, because this Dorito army are here. And so this is like moments before being saved by the Traveler, and bro is from that time. So they've been telling us this whole time, right? They've been saying that they want to tell like an old story, and it seems like this is a perfect way to do that by telling the story of someone that was there when it literally all began for humanity's new venture into guardianship. Hear me out, he is the collapse. Honestly, I back it. I fully back it, Olivia, because if he was representative of the collapse itself, then him being plucked onto Kepler and us having a story with him there could well be the Nine's way of saying you are like a physical manifestation of fate, and had that not happened with the Doritos, then you would not exist. Like, he would not exist at all, nor would he be on Kepler. And maybe that's kind of a direction they're going in. I mean, we could go further, we could cook in that direction further still and say that maybe that's the reason we're seeing all of these, is because what he's struggling with here is the fact that he should have died that day. You know, like, he should be gone, and yet there's all these sorts of versions of him temporally shattered and spread across time, and he's been ripped into all this potential for a future at the same time as the collapse, or I don't know. I really don't know, but sort of something directionally going towards that. It's cool, man. It makes me want to read more Destiny lore. Like, we're gonna be doing lore breakdown streams. I don't know if you've seen this, chat. Can I just pull something up for you guys real quick? You mind if I just whip something out? So this, chat, is my lore tablet, and we're going to be going through basically all the Destiny lore, pretty much, bit by bit, downloading it into our brains, viewing it afresh, annotating it, trying to understand it all. And we're going to be doing it in line with me doing all of the blind raids and all of the blind dungeons. So the Last Wish lore is first. That's what I'm currently working on right now. And there will be a lore breakdown stream and then a video coming very soon doing all of that stuff with the tablet so that you guys can follow along with all my notes. And the nice thing about what we're doing here is it's just making me even more kind of excited to get into that stuff. Like, I need to learn all this information so I can make sense of what the hell we're looking at here. Yeah, man. It's a cool trailer. Bro's got some pointy teeth in there. Wow. So that's going to wrap up my breakdown of the trailer. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff that I don't understand what I'm even looking at, but I'm excited. What can I say? So hopefully you've enjoyed it. And if you want to see more stuff like this from me, bit of a fresh-faced Guardian, then drop me a subscribe and I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye for now.